ṣebí nítorí ògo nìkẹ́, nítorí ògo ni ohun tójú olóko bá rí o, nítorí ògo ni. Àìmọye ogun tó máa borí ká tó forúkọ lọ́rùn fún ẹ̀lẹ́. Àìmọye ìjì tó máa jà ká tó pè ọ́ lálágbára. Àìmọye iná tá a máa là kọjá ìwúrà ayé ẹni lè sọ yìrìyìrì. Àìmọye àbùkù tá a máa kàn àkọlé tó lè wọ́ lọ́dọ̀. Ọlọ́run wá sí lórí ìfẹ̀sùn. Àmọ́ jọ̀bí pé ajẹ́wò wá sí onígbàgbọ́. Tó balẹ̀ tó dàbí wípé kò sí retí mọ́. Ọmọ ẹ̀yẹ ìrànlọ́wọ́ ń bọ̀ wá. Ìyanu ti fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀. Ọdún ìrètí fẹ́ ṣí. Oníjẹ́ orí. Ṣebí nítorí ògo ni o, nítorí ògo ni ohun tó mọ́ lódodo kù síbẹ̀ o, nítorí ògo ni. Ṣebí nítorí ògo ni o, nítorí ògo ni ohun tójú olóko bá rí láyé o, nítorí ògo ni. Aṣọ Ọlọ́run yọ sí, aṣọ Ọlọ́run dábì bò. Gbogbo ohun tí mo là kọjá láyé fún ògo Olúwa ni. Aṣọ Ọlọ́run yọ sí, aṣọ Ọlọ́run dábì bò. Gbogbo ohun tí mo là kọjá láyé fún ògo Olúwa ni. Mo ṣe jáde lọ́rùn wọlé lára Ọlọ́run níyà o. Àwọn bọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀mí kan ní ò lè ṣe láyé Ọlọ́run ní. nítorí ògo ni. Ṣebí nítorí ògo ni o. Nítorí ògo ni. Ohun tójú ọlọ́kàn bá rí láyé o. Nítorí ògo ni. Aṣọ Ọlọ́run lọ sí. Aṣọ Ọlọ́run dá mi bọ̀. Gbogbo ohun tí mo là kọjá láyé fún ògo Olúwa ni. Aṣọ Ọlọ́run lọ sí. Aṣọ Ọlọ́run dá mi bọ̀. Gbogbo ohun tí mo là kọjá láyé fún ògo Olúwa ni. Mo ṣe jáde lówùrọ̀ mo lè láyé Ọlọ́run níyà o. Àwọn bọ̀rọ̀ ẹni mọ́ ni ò lè ṣe láyé Ọlọ́run ní. Àdàbí Ọlọ́run sí lórí tuntun. Àwọn àjàbí ikú àtẹ̀kùn sí onígbàgbọ́. Ìgbà tó bá lẹ̀, tó dàbí wípé kò sí ìrètí mọ́, ògo ló fẹ́ dé yẹn. Ìrànlọ́wọ́ ń bọ̀ wá, ìyanu ti fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀, ọ̀run ìrètí fẹ́ ṣí, omijé oníjà orí. Ṣebí nítorí ògo ni. Nítorí ògo ni. Nítorí ògo ni. Tọ́jú ọlọ́run bá mi. Òun bá mú ẹ̀sùn. Nítorí ògo ni. Nítorí nítorí ògo ni. Mo ṣe rí polówó nítorí ògo lójú. Ohun bí ojú ọlọ́run bá rí ẹ̀sọ́. Jábọ̀ lójú. Jábọ̀ lójú. Ọlọ́run wọ́n sí ẹ̀mí Ọlọ́run dá
good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you're watching from. Welcome to Chatroom with the King. My name is Victor King, and I'm privileged to be your host. Welcome. I needed to catch up with so many things at the same time. And we are here, we are here. Yeah. Can you hear Veturo? All right. I think it's better like that. So, today, we are here. I want to take a time out to thank each and every one who has, consistently believe in us and follow us, and particularly those who take a time out to reach out to us at one point or the other. You've been an encouragement, and the only reason why we are here is because you are there. And I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Again, I want to especially thank all the admin teams. I have the best team in the world, and you see, with my admins, I can slap Mopo. Like, very crazy set of people, but I've never enjoyed such benevolence. God has given me the grace. One of the blessings God has given to me is these choice people who have been in support system from get-go over the time. There's no way I could have gone or done this tremendous or gone this far without them. Thank you, each and every one of you, and I really appreciate you. I'm a difficult person to work with. So many of you don't know. You see the nice, soft talking Victor King on the screen. I'm a very difficult person to work with. I'm an extremist. I'm a perfectionist. If you don't look good, you don't look good. So it has to be what it is. So now having people who, work with you without any form of compensation, and they still stick around and can still tolerate all my excesses, it's credible, and I just want to say thank you to fún àǹfààní àwọn tí ò gbóyìnbó fún àǹfààní àwọn tí ò gbọ́ òyìnbó bíi Fayez ẹ máa láti máa gbé translator wa o. Ẹ máa ní the translator tí a máa gbé wa o àbí ká máa transcribe torí tiyín alábòsí. Right, let's get started. Yesterday we were supposed to cover a whole lot of things, and we could not. We could not really go in depth because we started with the controversial preacher who said God told him that certain sexual position is a sin, and everybody who practices it will go to hell. And for some reason, or for whatever reason, he triggered a whole lot of people. That pastor triggered a whole lot of people, and man, I couldn't even talk for 5-10 minutes in the show before everybody just went triggered off. And the whole day was spent dealing with that, and I just felt the need, as funny as it sounds, is it wasn't something I want to take for granted. Coming from the angle of the scriptural basis and coming from the angle of moral values. It's just so we just addressed it, and it took the entire day, so we could not address every other topic that we envisage to address. And that's why we have to be here today. I wasn't planning to come out today. So the whole Professor Oladele's, topics and things that we needed to give you guys a briefing about, we could not. And then I want to go just a little snippet into the Chronicles of Adenike Bush. We could not. So that's why we are here today. That's how we're here today. 5 years, baby. Asia and hot. We are not doing that today. We are done with that yesterday. We are not doing that. I was just so a lot of people have been reaching out to me at different time, and I understand that people are concerned. I understand that people are, uh, people are really, really bothered. What is going on with Genesis? What are we doing now? Let me correct two things first of all before I go on. Everybody have his share. I think some people really do not know. Maybe they know, they just always get carried away with emotions. That I live in the United States. Whatever that is doable is done in Nigeria. My own fair share of whatever progress we need to make on this case is whatever I'm doing here. Finding out the reality and correcting the misrepresentation that his adversaries must have thrown into the air. That's the max I can do. That's the max I can do. I don't live in Nigeria. Probably will not. And I really don't have much involvement. And as much as I would love to, proximity remains a constraint. I just give a follow-up and give a support from afar. So it's a little bit overwhelming when I get people call me and ask me, so what are you doing now? So what are we doing now? I hate to tell you I don't know, but most times I don't. But I just have to give people some faith. People call me and get emotional and they start crying and all of that. I try and strengthen people's faith, but fairness, I'm as most times not informed as you are. The only difference is that I keep in touch. I know who to call and ask questions and all of that. Yeah. But I really can't do anything. In reality, nobody can do anything. God is the doer. When conspiracy is clearly spotted, you guys don't know something. It is a general assumption that Professor Oladele is having a case with one Lide Williams. That's the assumption. And that is what led to him here. No. Tobaje Lide Williams' name, Lide Williams Ogbe. Professor Oladele is in a contention with the power that be. And you don't know how difficult that can be. Is trying to get justice against those who want justice. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Is under attack by people who holds the power. So when you guys call me with those talk of ó ti ń pẹ́ jù, kí ló wá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí, wọ́n ti wá ń pẹ́ ń bẹ̀ yẹn báyìí, dédédédédé, wọ́n ti wá kí ló wá ń ṣe báyìí. It's because you are ignorant. You don't know what you are saying. Is in contention with the power that be, fighting to get justice against those who owns the justice. The people who are attacking him are the strong power that owns the Ministry of Justice. And that is the same place where he's trying to get justice. It's a very rigorous thing. It's ridiculous. And honestly, it is hard. Oh, yes. What is the lawyer doing? You know, it's easy for all of you to say all of those funny stuff. If you grow up in Nigeria, maybe you will know better. If you live in Nigeria, maybe you will know better. If you grow up in Nigeria, maybe you will know better. Some of you have stayed abroad too long. You have forgotten what Nigeria is. You have forgotten what Nigeria is. Your analysis and your ideologies are based on a normal environment, a normal setting. Nigeria is not normal. Nigeria is not normal. But ó yẹ kán ṣe kíní kan irú kíní kan document yẹn is not supposed to be like that. That is obtainable where you live. That is obtainable in a country where there is structure. That is obtainable only in a country where there is structure. This man is under a siege by the people who are supposed to dispense justice with equity, balance, and fairness. To everyone he has run to, everywhere in the process before the thing degenerated to this point. Everywhere he has run to, everyone he has run to for help or, to make sure that things don't degenerate to this point. Every places he has been to solve this case for the past 11 years. Everyone he has been to literally are the same people who are attacking him. And some, or let me say most of them, he did not even know. For example, little did you know that this same Adenike Bush, who we can clearly see that she's a feared enemy, not yesterday, not today, but long ago. This is the same person that goes to court with Professor OLADELE every time they're having this case. She has been present in all the cases. She has been present in all the hearing. Not only that she has been present, she has been bringing suggestions on how to solve it. Even till now, she still making any effort. She called me personally. And that was the reason why she called Pastor Batu. She still wants to mask under the disguise of a friend. She was the same person he would take him. Ọ̀rẹ́ mọ́mì mi kan ní justice kan, ó máa bá judge yẹn sọ̀rọ̀. Ọ̀rẹ́ dáàdì mi lè bá sọ̀rọ̀, jẹ́ ká lọ bá mọ́mì mi. And he was taking him to the same people that are sponsoring his attack. she was aware. The whole plan against him is not strange to her. She was aware. How come it was Adenike Bush that later now have to call us because he spoke with me first to say, oh, because it was Adenike Bush that make me that told me and told somebody else, like I've heard her say that Lade Williams was having or maybe is or was having an affair with Lawal Pedro. And when she was having problem with Genesis, it was Lawal Pedro that she ran to, and Lawal Pedro specifically transferred the case to Bisi Akinlade with a specific instruction: jail that boy, deal with him. Bisi Akinlade is just doing legality for all these years, looking at the case and tracing it around to make sure that she could at least find a legal ground to jail him, because she has no choice, she has to jail him. But she was looking for just one thing to hold him down. At the end of the day, even though she could not find, they did a kangaroo hearing and they put him in confinement. Now the question is this: the same Adenike Bush who was taking him around to go and beg, taking him to offices to sittings, taking him to different places to seek settlements, was the same one who now told us now that Leiden Fair Mr. Lawal Pedro. The question is, show ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ money. If she knew all along and Genesis was or is her friend, instead of taking him to all the offices he was taking him to where there was no significant results, did she ever said it to the hearing of Professor OLADELE to say, Laide yẹn ó ń fẹ́ permanent secretary Ministry of Justice o? No. She never mentioned it. So ó mọ ibi tógun ti wá, ó dẹ̀ ń gbẹ́ni ẹlẹ́ni yípo káàkiri ibi tí ò ti ní rọ́nà. Ó mọ̀ pé ibi tí wọ́n ti yin iṣẹ́ yẹn rèé o, because wọ́n mọ̀ gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ náà ọ̀rẹ́ George yẹn ni wọ́n o. Gbogbo family àti Bisi Akinlade, they know each other. Ó mọ ibi tí wọ́n ti yin iṣẹ́ yẹn, ó mọ nǹkan tí wọ́n ti sọ, ó mọ instruction yẹn, because she's saying it now. She has said it more than 40 times. We have her voice recorded everywhere. Ó dẹ̀ mú the same Genesis yìí káàkiri lo àwọn ibi tí ò ti ní rọ́nà. Ó mọ̀ nítorí ẹ̀bọ̀gbẹ́. How would he have gotten justice when he's under attack by those people who want justice? How would he have gotten justice? There's no way. They have put him in the middle long ago. They have put him in the middle long ago. Let me show you another reality. You guys will, what you heard was that Genesis, one woman, that Genesis defrauded, sued Genesis, and they went to court and they jailed him for it. That's what everybody heard, right? That's not true. According to what is obtainable in court, it was not a case between Genesis and Laide Williams. There was never a time that they had a case between Genesis and Laide Williams. There are so many questions to be asked that we need to raise the voice, but I'm going to address something real quick after now. Now, a man and a woman were having a love affair. While their love affair persisted, well, I don't know whoever you are permitted. You don't have to be on my show. Just get out of here. I've never been sorry to be what I want. If I say you are ignorant, you are ignorant. Get out of here. I don't. Must you be here? It's a principle. It's a personal principle. I'm not sorry for whatever I feel it is right. There's nobody that knock your door. Must be such an idiot. Now, there was these two people. There was exchange of fund between them, like lovers. Help me buy this. Help me buy this. This man was never at any time an estate agent. He doesn't have any signboard. He doesn't have anything. He did not. He's not doing it for business. If he's doing it for business, yes, we'll talk about fraud. He's not doing it for business. He only did it for love because there was an established relationship between them, which I did not see the court or any document faulted that. No one faulted that. No one at any point says, oh, you're running one Ferrari. Not even Lide Williams' husband denied that. Even Lide Williams' husband attests to the fact that there was a relationship between his wife and Prophet Oladele. Normally, ẹ mọ̀ pé wọ́n ti fi G-string náà bọ̀dá yẹn lórí ọ̀nà náà. He was saying it openly. Nobody dispute that. So the question remains, Bamirale, Bamiradis, there was none of the properties that the money was given that the property was not delivered. Bamirale, Obarale. Bamirale, Obarale. Except for one, that there was dispute on it, which the one he had a dispute with Oba Lambe. Anybody that knows Agbado Ijayi would know where Lambe is. Eventually, he got this land, delivered the document to this woman. Now, so the whole fraud that you are hearing, it's not the money that was given to him to help her purchase any landed property. No, it was money that she gave to him out of will. Oferale church, only the deposit. Obuni 800,000. This one. See, you need to see the document too, and see all the things that they listed for him. What makes that 7 million? It will shock you. It will shock you what makes that 7 million. Títí kò wó tán náà party, wọ́n ṣì mọ̀. Pé ìgbà tá a ṣe party mo spray owó kan, ó wà ńbẹ̀. Nígbà kórè, mo náwó kan, ó wà nú ẹ̀. Rúfù àchéjì rúfù lé yín nígbà tó ń jò. Kíyàn fúnra rẹ̀ wá sílé wọn báyìí ká rúfù lé dáadé yìí ó mà ti pẹ́ gan kẹ̀, á mà ti máa jó. Ẹ jẹ́ ká change it now, suggest it and decide to do support with that. And then she changed the roof of the building. It's part of the 7 million we are counting. It's not like the man actually lied to her to collect money or she gave money to him and Genesis did not deliver the property or squandered the money. No. They were exchange of funds, like things that lovers will do. If I date anybody now, you say you are mad, you want to be a good girl. If you give me money, you will sign an undertaking for it that this fund is not refundable. I will do a form. You want to give me money, you will fill the form. For giving me money, you will sign that undertaking that this money is not refundable. Personally, I'm refusing anything from anybody. Anybody that has ever talked to me. Oh, I want to send you. No come and book it. They say me. I'm not sending nothing from you. You want to form girlfriend, good girlfriend now, you will sign that whatever you are giving me, you are not under duress. It was you who decided to give me. I did not ask of it. And whatever you gave me is not refundable. Sign with your name and your last name, and you sign it. You will put one passport and attach it to it. Period. So that anyone can will know our message. Sign it and put your passport at the mouth. Step where. It is madness. Now, those are all the money they put together. Okay, things fall apart. That we don't even want to go into the details of who wronged who in the story. Things fell apart. The relationship did not hold. Despite the fact that you are the one who actually lied to him. If there is anybody who did anything by pretext, it was Laide. Because you are the one who was already married in London and did not tell this man, you lied to this man that you are single. You lied to him that you are single. So if there is anything, anybody who hide under pretext, it was her. But we are not interested in even going into that details. The relationship broke. It led to grievances. Fight between two lovers. Okay, let's talk about it. Because you see, this is another funny thing. In all the time I have to have a conversation with Professor Oladele over this case, I always feel bad when he talks. When listen to Genesis. When we had a conversation about this. Do you know that Genesis has never denied that this girl was instrumental to his life at any point? In fact, till now, he has a soft spot for this Laide. So I've been flower pẹ̀lú He has a soft spot for her. He keeps saying, yes, Laide has did me so much evil, but if I remember what God has used her to do for me when I was nothing, I don't wish her evil. I just hey, Olori Foster. Auntie, no spoil my market now. No do like this. You don't know whether my future wife did now they watch. They say our relationship broke. Our relationship did not broke. You are doing Van Damme for me. Olori. Sort of my stubborn auntie like that. Now, this man still have this gratitude, this regard for this lady so much. Like, it will shock you. You can't even say things about her, and the way you see him react when you talk about Laide. Yeah, any other person, book, yes, you feel very irritated. Laide, see have this, ìmọ̀ tó ṣe ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ̀, ọmọ yẹn burú bọ̀, tí máa ń ro ọjọ́ oore tó ṣe fún mi. Mama, I'm like, àlàyé ẹ gbàgbé oore tó ṣe fún Yorùbá o. oore èlò ló ṣe gan. Ó ṣe eré 50 naira, ó ti ṣe bí 500. Kí ni? Ṣìṣe tí ò bá ń ṣòun nígbà yẹn, Ọlọ́run ló fún mi and all of those things. Yes, those are the things that were in that thing. Ó sick ngbà kan, mo sanwó hospital ẹ̀, ó wà ní 7 million yẹn o, tán kó lọ court o. Mo sanwó hospital ẹ̀ ní hospital ngbà tó sick. Those are part of what they calculated. Kì í ṣe owó bámiralẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń rojọ́ wèrè, ẹlòmíì tọ́lọ́ máa dálẹ́jọ́ yẹn. They don't know what they are saying. If you at least see the documents, be sure of what they are talking about. Gbogbo ilẹ̀ tó ẹ̀bà ní kọ́ bóun rà náà bá rà. What they are talking in court is not pé mo ní kó bá mi ra lẹ̀ kan kò wá ra lẹ̀ yẹn, mi ò wá rí lẹ̀, mi ì rí lẹ̀, mi ì rówó. No, ó gba gbogbo ilẹ̀ o. Kò dẹ̀ deny yẹn o. Kò deny any one of it. Now, gbogbo owó tó finú fẹ́ dọ̀ fún Genesis wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣí. Mo ro oúnjẹ sílé fún ẹ ńgbà kan, ó sick ńgbà kan, mo sanwó hospital, mo ṣéǹjì páànù lé dádì ẹ, àwọn kan tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ nìyẹn. Mo ra màálù ńgbà kórè, mo ra Raflore, I bought Raflore shirt for him. Àwọn kan tó wà nù list yẹn nìyẹn. In fact, you know what? I will paste it. I will look for that thing. I will look for it. I will upload it. You will see everything that is inside the list that makes that 7 million. Yeah. You will cry, honestly. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ kàn ń fi pé Genesis lose guard. Why will they watch it to degenerate? You will cry for him. You will honestly cry for him if you see what they listed up, that they are accusing him of fraud by pretext. No, they didn't say fraud. They say stealing by pretext. Stealing by pretext. Stealing by pretext. Stealing by pretext. Ìhun ni mo ra Raflore shirt fún. How is that stealing? How is that stealing? Mo ra Raflore shirt fún. Ó sick, mo sanwó hospital. Is that stealing? Stealing is taking somebody's money or property without his consent. This is a consensual giving. This is an intentional gift. And they call it stealing by pretext. That's not where I'm going. So things fall apart. Well, shit happens. It's not that the relationship works. Whether it's supposed to work, it's not every relationship that is meant to work. This woman seems to have a couple of connections in the corridor of power. Don't forget, our own father herself is a politician. She's from the Williams family. She's politically connected. And then everybody mọ̀ pé Láìdé Yàndí normal. Ọkọ ilé ẹ̀gán mọ̀, ó ní èèyàn tó ti bá a sùn tó mọ̀ tọkọ ẹ̀ mọ̀ sí. So she's equally sleeping with the then permanent secretary of the Ministry of Justice. So she decided to take her rage, her anger. Èèyàn tó wà ní ọkọ tó dẹ̀ ń bínú pé boyfriend tóun yàn lálẹ́ decide láti move on, láti marry, láti settle down. Genesis decided to move on, find out that this lady was actually married while they were in a relationship. She has a husband in London that he did not know. He went to London and took ridiculous time to come back. Later, the sister in Nigeria told him, confessed to him that, sister, Láìdé ti bímọ, Láìdé bímọ fún tani. He said, no, she was married the entire time. Go to wálé yẹn náà, ó lé ọkọ ló wà. Ilé ọkọ kẹ̀. And Genesis felt disappointed and broke the relationship. A couple of years after, he decided to get married. That was where trouble broke out. He announces his wedding and they get married, and this lady was mad. She felt like she was jilted. That you were jilted. Yes, because you think you invested in your relationship with him. Why did you invest in the relationship with him when you have a husband in London? Ẹ jọ ṣé wọ́n ti ń ṣe ṣóbìnrin náà ti ń ṣe polygamy ni? Kò fẹ́ yé mi o. Ṣé o fẹ́ fẹ́ kan sí London kò fẹ́ kan sí Nigeria ni? That's not where we are going. Ẹ fi yẹn lẹ̀. So things may fall apart, right? Ó dìjà. Whether it's legitimate reason to fight or not legitimate reason to fight. Yes, she's angry. Yes, well, she decided to explore her influence in the corridor of power, and she decided to use her vagina to get justice for, that's not justice. She decided to use her vagina as a tool to punish this young man. I will show you who I am. So he was sleeping with Lawal Pedro, who is the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Justice. Lawal Pedro, first of all, you will see the document I uploaded that the first arrest they made on this man was illegal. It wasn't an order arrest. There is no warrant of arrest. The 4 officers that went to arrest him demonstrated excessive use of force on him, beat him and detained him illegally. There was no reason for it. First of all, that is a civil case. It's not a criminal case. Why did you go there with guns and trucks and, fully armed men? You put him in the back of truck. For which crime? You can only go fully armed to arrest somebody that you think is an imminent danger. So he was legally arrested and detained. They go back and forth, they release him, and since then the case was in court. So from this synopsis of this story I just gave you, will it not be assumed that when they now move the case to court, right, it will be like this is a case between Israel OLADELE Genesis and Laide Williams, right? She be like, they don't sue, Abby. By the time after they detain him and then they sue him, charge him to court, go back to the document I uploaded and you see that Genesis was charged to court. It was a case between Prophet Israel OLADELE Genesis and the people of Lagos State. So when you are saying they lose, God, why did he not do it? What was happening? Ó ti ń pẹ́, kí ló ń ṣe? Àwọn lawyer wọn, they didn't get good lawyer. So many things that you don't know. It was never a case between Professor OLADELE Genesis and Laide Williams only. By the time he showed up in court, surprisingly, it was a case between Prophet Israel OLADELE Genesis versus the people of Lagos State. This is where I am a little bit confused and I need an answer. At what point did Prophet Israel OLADELE stole from the people of Lagos State? How did case or argument or altercation between 2 lovers become a case that a whole state is taking a man to court? Until they give us an explanation of how Genesis is in court against the people of Lagos State. There's no other thing to say. There's no 2 lovers had an altercation. One was charged to court against an entire state. An entire state. Èmi àti yín máa ní problem. Those of you who are asking why. If I know why, I will not be talking about it. The same way it's confusing to you, that's the same way it's confusing to me. In court, go and some of you just always do on Facebook. The document I uploaded, take your time. Yes, it's not that clear. Read it. You read it very well. When did the Enstars happen? When did the case happen? The case that has been since over 10 years. It has been a case between President Oladele and the people of Lagos State the entire time. Go and look at the document. The people of Lagos State versus Prophet Oladele. Now let me tell you the implication of that. A case that is between two lovers, which is relatively clearly a civil case, was made to become a criminal case. That is why he was sentenced to prison. Even it's a civil case, it's not a jailable offense. They will say, oh yeah, low sonny. Worst case, some charges, interest. There's no way they can take anybody to prison for it doesn't make any sense. But because they need him to go to prison, all they want is to disgrace him, is to embarrass him. They want him in prison at all costs. They made the case against the people of Lagos State, so it becomes a criminal case. So it's going to be him versus state. That's a criminal case. Now, Genesis lived, and while he was dating Lide Williams, he lived in Jaffa. Jaffa is in after Agbado Oja, after Rafco, going to Abule Ijoko, you will get to Jaffa bus stop. That was where Lide rented a house where herself and President Oladele were living as at when they were having an affair. This case was heard and judged in Lagos State. Jaffa is in Ogun State, ladies and gentlemen. So first of all, this case lacked jurisdiction. This case, everything is wrong about this case. Everything over this case is wrong. Everything over this case, from start to finish, is wrong. I started this show with a song by a choice servant of God, Adenike Bush. It has answered all the questions you're asking now. Nítorí ògo ni o, nítorí ògo ni, ohun tójú ológo bá rí o, nítorí ògo ni. The only reason why they are resolute in sending him to jail. See, if he's a one nuisance guy that has no name, that has no pedigree, one nobody, you think they will be investing their time and energy to make sure that he go to prison? No. But as at when the man moved on and stopped dating her, the church has already grew. Everybody is hearing Genesis. Tí ò bá lórúkọ o, ṣé o fẹ́ embarrass ẹni tí ò lórúkọ ni? Ẹni tó ń mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀. Ṣé o fẹ́ embarrass ẹni? Òun waste time rẹ̀. Bó o tì mọ́lé, ta ló mọ̀ kó wà látìmọ́lé? Mọ̀ mí ìsẹ̀ ńlé. Everybody know that the biggest damage and the biggest attack you can do to somebody like Professor Oladele is to soil his name. All they want to do is to soil his name. I don't think, all they want to do is to embarrass him. All they want to do is to make sure that they disgrace him. The case that happened in Agbado Ijoko Road, Ogun State, Ota, that place is under Ota local government. The case was heard and judged in Lagos State. Irregularity, number one. A case between two lovers was presented in court as a case between the state and the man. So therefore, a civil case becomes a criminal case. Yes, if for local government, thank you. it becomes this man versus the state. So a civil case that should just be seated for mediation becomes a criminal case because now they are charging him against the states. Irregularity number 2. The judge that will preside on this case was carefully selected. The prosecuting counsel was carefully selected. They are friends. The lawyer that is representing the state and BC Akinlade, they are parties. They are both women. The prosecuting counsel is a woman. The judge is a woman. Intentionally. Pé ẹ wo sísá yín ló gbá ó dágẹ́ ìyẹn ni ẹ̀mí ìṣọ̀pẹ̀ ẹran lẹ́wọ̀n. Prophet Israel Genesis versus the people of Lagos State. And this altercation between two lovers was converted into a 7-count charge. 7-count charge of stealing by pretext. 7-count charge. 3 was dismissed, remaining 4. And they prosecuted him for 4. And then he was found not guilty in 2. And then they charged him for 2. And he sentenced this man. Of course, there's no legal ground to sentence him. No wonder they did not remember, or they intentionally did not include that the fact that they sentenced him to 1 year imprisonment in the submission of the judgments. The summary of judgment that is the formal document of the judgment and the proceed of this case only stated that he was charged to go and mediate and pay 11 million. They did not include it that the judge pronounced that he's been sentenced to prison. Because how would they explain it? Now, all of this irregularity were on. But you see, that's not where we are going. Where we are going is still simple. It's the reality of the fact that, okay, I'm saying all of this so that you will know that all of you who are calling, who are disturbed, who are saying all of these things, is you are saying it because you don't know the contention. You just think that one woman sue him to court. No. I just think they should do something. He's in contention with those who put him there. Àwọn tó yẹ kó get justice gan, àwọn náà wá ń dé ọ̀rọ̀ wọn. That's not what I'm saying. So it's difficult. Not impossible. I just want you to understand why you have to take a while. Why it's taking this long. Now, why is it still in confinement? I will tell you. In December, so the case was judged and they put him where they have planned to put him, yes. Everybody raised an alarm. Yeah, we were praying. No wala. But do you know that in December, About towards the end of December. Towards the end of December, they decided to, after, the first thing they did around December was to apply for a bail. Akinade refused the bail. He returned him back to prison. And then towards the end of the year, last year in 2020, they came and they offered this man what we call clemency. The best word I can use for clemency is they gave him like pardon. Like you have governor's pardon. The chief executive of a state has the constitutional right at any point to say this person who has been convicted is being pardoned. Like I use my executive oath of office to pardon him, and then they will release the person with immediate effect. So that's how we call clemency. So, but let us go with the word pardon because that's a layman's language. They offered to give him clemency, they offered to give him like governorship pardon. Let me just use the word governorship pardon or executive pardon in December. Intentionally, we didn't talk about it because, that's highly confidential and we just don't want to deal with that. But they came and they said they want to release him in December. Oh, yes, this is because you see, when they refuse the bail, he doesn't have a choice than to file for what did they call it? Appeal. So they went ahead for appeal. Now let me tell you the implication of that. I saw some ignorant fool was talking about appeal, and I said no. When Bukky talks, it's not something you give attention to. Bukky don't have sense. But let me correct that. Let me say something to that effect. The difference between appeal, the court of appeal, you see the whole thing they have done. They have power here. They are Lagos State. I'm telling you, there's no magic anybody can do. They will put him in prison for nothing. As long as it's Lagos State. Wọ́n ti kú sí wọn láàárín. Àwọn tó dẹ̀ ń dúró pé tán rò pé wọ́n ń gbà wọ́n. Ara wọn náà ni. Fẹjọ́ kàsùnkà náà ń ṣe fún wọn látijọ́ yẹn. It's already there. But you see, the difference is that the court of appeal is not state bound. The case has been judged in Lagos State at the High Court of Lagos. But when you appeal, okay, this case is not fairly heard, appeal is federal. All of them who are on this case before and who have been on this case does not have any say at the Court of Appeal. Appeal is federal. It is outside their judicial power now, and it is outside their jurisdiction. They have exercised their muzzle in their own space. So now this man don't have a choice. I don't know why they did not think that he would want to appeal that kind of indignation. So now, Genesis is in prison. Raised a lot of alarm. Well-meaning Nigerians, like, I don't want to mention names now. Because you just see that there are something, like I said, if I hear things, I can only talk about maybe 2 or 3 online. Real quality people of power. Like when I mean people of power in Nigeria, got to heard about it and they are interested. And don't forget, this is a political terrain. Don't forget, 2023 is around the corner. One person was put in prison and the whole Nigeria shut down. Any good politician knows that, no, you have to identify with this one. You need him. 2023 is coming. You need him. So people started rising up. People started getting interested. People started calling to say, how did it happen? Many senior advocates of Nigeria like big ones, were coming and they were becoming interested in the case. The governor himself knows that something happened because questions were asked. People were calling him, and people who are bigger than him and want to figure governor from arrest begin to ask him questions. And they don't want him to appeal. So, because you see, the whole process of this hearing was faulty, is questionable, it is illegal, it's ridiculous. They want to cover it because Sheriff Obama, they appeal at the Court of Appeal. They will just begin to dig the thing from the scratch. The case will just be newly investigated. They will just start an open investigation on it and look into facts and figures and documents. You understand what I'm saying? Wọ́n ṣe máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ investigation yẹn completely ni. So àwọn irregularities àwọn people yìí ó máa hàn ta. People will see everything that they have been doing wrong. Those who are the higher authority at the federal level, they will ask questions because they have done so many things that are contrary to the rule of law. Judge Bisi Akinlade called the prison a day to the day of hearing to say, I'm sending somebody to prison tomorrow. How did you know what your judgment will be before the judgment? That means your judgment was premeditated. That is contrary to the rule of law. That means there is no equity, there is no balance, there is no fairness. You have breached the right of this man to fair hearing. His right has been trampled upon. So when he went to the Court of Appeal, they want to cover their mess. So they came to him and offered him this clemency. They offered him, an executive pardon, that they will release him. So a meeting was held. But they are smarters. They said they are going to release him on certain condition. This is the reason why he's still there now. If he wants to be out at all costs, the way you people want, kàn tiẹ̀ jáde, kàn ṣàjáde, Mr. Kiki kí ló wá ń ṣe báyọ̀ tí ń pẹ́ jù, kó lùṣọ̀ tiẹ̀ jáde, kó tiẹ̀ jáde. Tó bá fẹ́ jáde sí pẹ́. If it's all about kàn ṣàjáde, he will have been out since December. Ẹjọ́ máa ṣe kí lè ṣe ní December yẹn. Ẹjọ́ máa ṣe kórè ní harvest of good news. Ẹjọ́ máa ṣe ni. Let me put it to you straight. Prophet OLADELE clearly refused to come out because what is interested is not coming out of prison. What is interested is getting justice. It's a hard thing to do. Hell yeah, I felt some kind of way too. He refused that clemency in December. Why? Because they had a meeting with some of his pastors and they wanted him to be out, but they gave him a certain condition that you have to agree to before they release him. And the first condition was that he must immediately withdraw his case from the Court of Appeal. They don't want him to go to appeal. They want him to die in Lagos State. They said, we are going to release you on the following condition. And number one is that the case be withdrawn with immediate effect from the Court of Appeal. Why? If somebody feels that he doesn't get a fair judgment in a court, the rule of law is that he has to go to appeal. Why do you now want to release him on the ground that you have to withdraw from appeal? That looks questionable. Number 2 condition that they have to sign to release him in December is that immediately they release him, he have to pipe down and he will agree not to grant any interview. He must not explain himself. He must not tell anybody what happened. He must not do anything. They said he must not talk about this case of Laide Williams ever again in public. He must not grant any media interview and he must not talk about the issue again. They want to silence him forever. Gbogbo ètò tí rí yẹn kàn fi ṣoṣù kó fi para ṣáà máa lọlé make sure kó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ mọ́. This way, they brought it in a whole full contract. It was a long meeting that they should consent to, and then they can release him in December. If they did not have anything to hide, why are they putting him on this condition before they release him? If they know that they have served justice with balance and fairness and equity, why are they trying to release him under the condition of firm, firm, don't talk? Let me say it openly, that we have all the evidences to what they said that day. In due time, when we get to the Court of Appeal, it will be part of our evidence. When they start the meeting, they almost have to search everybody there. You have to give an order that everybody have to turn off their phone. They don't want anybody to record. They make sure that everybody turn off their phone. It says it was like a sacred secret meeting. But one fast it open. We have the evidence. Wale, we shall present it at the appeal. Because the question is this: if you know that you have dispensed justice with equity, truth, and in fairness, why are you putting him under condition of him never talking about it? You take a man that did nothing but fell in love. He did nothing but fell in love. You humiliate him, a man of status, a man who has over 20,000 followers and worshippers, a man who is growing his ministry, and you humiliate him, you assault him, you raise people to attack him on social media. They raise so much accusations and lies and assassinate his character. The day you want to take him to court and sentence him to prison, you called the press people to be there even before he got there. It was in all the news, all national dailies. But you want to release him and tell him to keep quiet and never talk about it. You want him to just come outside and have to consent to that he will never talk about it again in his life. This is the reason why he's still in prison. I'm doing this show today because I'm getting overwhelmed with the way people call me and they are getting emotional. And why did you say? Why is this there? Leave him alone. Leave him alone. He'd rather stay there and get justice than come out and be humiliated again forever. No. They have done the worst. They can't do more than what is already done. Kilo tuku tí ó ṣe. Leave him. He must not talk about it. And he must not grant any press interview. Number 3 condition. This one will upset you. This one will upset you. This one will upset you. Is that Prophet OLADELE must write a public apology that must be published in at least 2 national newspapers in Nigeria to apologize to Laide Williams Oni. The Professor OLADELE must write a formal letter to apologize to Laide Williams. Why? Because of the way the bloggers have been calling her out on Facebook. Oh, goddamn shit. Let me use some profanity. That's some bullshit. This is so, like, this is heft up. That you should write an apology letter that is public. It's not just send the letter to her house. Write a public apology letter to Laide Williams Oni that will be, when they say public, that means that will be published in 2 national dailies at least. For the way that she has been called out by bloggers. Because Laide name has been called out by Genesis blogger. 2 things that are wrong. Because I am not Genesis blogger. Ẹ̀yin lẹ gbọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀ sí gbangba, àwa kan dẹ̀ gbọ́. I reason pé this thing is not right. So the fact that I am not taking your side. What if I have had this story and I have joined them to say, scammer ni bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn, I will have not been Genesis blogger. If I have joined them to malign him or to believe the story, that's it. Because it's easy to believe. Ó gba ilé. And I'm like, ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà lo èèyàn ṣe easy gbá tó ni? Let's look into the details of this story. Something is not right. Something is not sounding right in this story. If I have go their way, I would have not been Genesis blogger. Right? So, because I'm not going that direction, I don't know Genesis up until these case blew up. I've never met him. I just treated, G's that are of national, social media interest. That same way I heard about the story, and I begin to look at it, and the only difference is that I was privileged to know 1 or 2 persons who knows him personally, so I could ask questions, and I'm like, this don't make no sense. Just like every blogger would talk about it, which there are so many people that have been talking about Genesis before I even started. I just came out to speak my own line of thought, my own point of view. And over time, other people reason from my own directions, and a couple of bloggers were speaking in his favor. So they want Genesis to write a public apology letter that have to be published in at least 2 national dailies to apologize to Laide Williams for the way and manner that bloggers has dragged her name. Emma Sheofun. So it's a pain person. So you are aware, you are actually aware of reputation. Like in reality, you are aware of reputation. You know what reputation is. Kí náà tí ṣe fún Láìdé? Tó bá bí ìyá yín dájẹ́ káwá gbá fọ́tò ẹ̀ mú. Èmi ò tí ì rí fọ́tò ẹ̀ ní. Máa gbé Láìdé sáré gidi. Kò ní rí òun rẹ̀ ṣàlẹ́ ayé ẹ̀ mú. I don't do mean stuff. I don't do all those kind of things. I don't bully people. But mo ní interest láti bully Láìdé. Not because of anything, not because of what he did to Genesis, but because she want to keep a reputation. Kí ló dé tóun ṣe nǹkan tó ìtàn tó sá lọ? You know how many months I've been looking for Laide on social media? Anywhere. Laide Williams is not anywhere. Like, she's not anywhere. Kò sí lórí to go gan. So Láìwédé Williams ẹ̀ sí òní pẹ́ẹ́dì ta ló wọn ọmọ Láìdé Williams ní street yẹ tí ò ní pedigree tí ò antecedent sẹ́nìkan kò mọ̀ yálà yá èrè. You are bothered about our reputation, but a man of status, a man who have become an international preacher, that you begin to malign, you call press on him. You first of all arrest him in 2005, beat him on the street, drag him in police pickup, drag him to police station, detain him for there. He came out, you took him to court, you drag him everywhere, you instigate bloggers to attack him for 7 whole months, non-stop. They've called him everything: rapist, assassin, the ritualist, this, nothing, pedophile, pedophilis, pedophobia. They've called him everything. 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 I didn't know that you can be aware of anything called reputation. So you know your name matters to you, but you know how to malign somebody else's name. To the extent that they have dragged the name of this man, not only this man, everybody who is associated with him, you have dragged him. You have dragged them. Everybody that is associated with him have been dragged. Because you want to show one man Pepe, you drag everybody associated with him. And you just think we are so desperate about him being out of prison that you will now say, okay, yeah, go collect that for. So, Ìran Williams ò ní ṣe dáadáa, wọ́n máa ṣòfò ni. Kò ní dá fún Láìdé, kò ní dá fún gbogbo generation ẹ̀. Àbólórí burúkú ni yín gan sef on a good day. I feel so irritated at this point. So Láìdé lè fẹ́, ó lè máa fi pé orúkọ kóhun bọ́ta, kóhun tiẹ̀ ṣe wèrè. Eléyìí tọ́kọ ẹ̀ dìde rìn, lọ́kọ ẹ̀ tó ń dún bíi tó ń. Oh God. Àwọn ò bá kàn gbójú jáde fún bíi 10 seconds. Kó kàn gbójú jáde. Kẹ́kàn jẹ́ ká sáré jẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀. So ẹ̀yin lè ayé useless o. So Láìdé is worried. Let me tell you what they said. They said since the whole Genesis case happened, that Láìdé have not been able to go out freely. Ẹ máa gbọ́rọ̀ wèrè. Pé Láìdé kò lè jáde freely. Maybe some few people know her and they know that she's the one in the story. That people are asking her question, orúkọ ẹ̀ ti bàjẹ́, kò lè jáde freely, and she's afraid. She's shaking it. Láìdé kò di 20 years from now. In fact, àwọn tó ń bẹ ẹjọ́ orúkọ gan tí wọ́n bàjẹ́. Èèyàn tó máa ń jẹ́ Láìdé Williams anyway, tí n bá gba ẹ̀ mú 20 years from now, tí n bá mú ìyá ẹ̀. Kì í ṣe pé màá drag ẹ nìkan, màá sponsor àwọn tó máa drag ẹ. Tí wọ́n bá ṣe rere, ara kì yóò wá yá ọ bí. Tí wọ́n bá ṣe rere, ara kì yóò wá yá ọ bí. Tó bá jẹ́ pé ní ọ̀nà ẹ̀tọ́ ló fi ìpè Professor Ọládélé jẹ̀bi ẹ, ó ṣàìdá sí ẹ, ó dẹ̀ get justice tí kì í ṣe attack, because this is not justice. This is an indictment. This is an abusive and excessive use of power. This is an infringement on his rights. If truly you think that you actually did the right thing and get justice, bá má sá lọ, kí ló ń lé ẹ lérí? Kí ló ń lé ẹ? You could have said, yes, ó ṣàìdá sí mi, yes, these are the proof. No, ó ní láti máa sá káàkiri. Kí ló ń já ẹ láyà? Kí ló dé tó lè jáde? Jáde. I'm not saying people who bear Láìdé Williams anyway, tí n bá gbé ọ̀tún jẹ́ are you Williams? Are you Láìdé Williams òní? Tí n bá gbá orúkọ yẹn anyway, màá fẹ́ gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀. All the pictures that Genesis have, they are old pictures. No, ni. Old pictures, ni. I have searched Titi on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Ṣé kò wá sẹ́ni kankan tó bá gẹ̀ ìyá photo? And somebody told me that ó dà kẹ́nìkan sọ fún mi pé òun mọ̀ pé òun lè bá mi get photo yìí. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ó dà gẹ́gẹ́ pọ̀ lórí show ilé ni. Ẹ tó bá mọ ẹni tó mọ Láìdé Williams rí ẹ jọ̀ọ́ mo kàn ní ìdí photo ẹ̀. Mo kàn ní ìdí photo Williams. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ bá mi fọ̀rọ̀ Láìdé Williams ẹ bá mi fi ṣe project ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Àbí kí n tiẹ̀ tún gbówó lé ni. À ń fẹ́ tó bá rí gbá mi rí fọ́tò Láìdé Williams 100,000 ni 100,000 naira cash ni kì í ṣe gókàn 100,000 gàbàdáyà kẹ́ mi tí mò ń wá dé o 100,000 wà nílẹ̀. You send it to me and I verify that this is her. I shall 100,000. Yes. Thank you. Share money. Okay. $200 go that's what 500. What did it 200,000 bẹ́ẹ̀? Pé mo kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bá mi rí fọ́tò Láìdé 200,000 ni. Fúnkẹ́ olè $100,000 kọ́ jọ́ọ̀gì ẹ̀. No, you know I will verify the picture now. I will verify the picture. And I'm very serious. You can't just send me a random picture. I will verify it. Ṣáwọn èèyàn tí sáwọn tó mọ̀ ó sí ni. Àwọn tó mọ̀ wà wọn ní fọ́tò ẹ̀ ni. Màá send ẹ̀ sáwọn tó mọ̀. Ó yá. Wọ́n tún fi 300 kún 200 kan. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni 500,000. Tẹ́ bá bá mi wá fọ́tò Láìdé 500. I'm not joking. No, this is not a joke. I will pay you instantly. That's how much I'm looking for that babe. At the final. You come by me. Mo kàn need the photo. For them to say they want to protect our own reputation. So wọ́n sọ pé torí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ lórí show. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ lórí show. Ni ó wá kò wá lè jáde. Me, I don't joke. See, ó wà nílẹ̀ bí yẹpẹ̀ ni o. Ẹ lè send it to me. Orí show mo ti máa transfer ẹ o. Mi ṣeré o. I will transfer the 100,000 now. I'm not joking. I just need that. I need it. Let me just have it. Let me verify it. Mo gbówó sórí ọ̀rọ̀ life ẹ ni. It's not good come. We will gather. Owó yẹn máa jáde like now. Let me just have it. Think of how dress here. I don't play. It's not being arrogant. At this point, at this level in life, God has helped us to an extent. 100,000 kọ́ mo jẹ́ máa gbàdúrà láti wá ní ayé mi. And the people that I'm seeing that are putting the money, I know them die. Wọ́n sure for me kú. There are people that I can bet my life on it. 500 yẹn máa jáde. Yes, 500 is already there. It's more than 500. It's already going to 1 million now. I'm already getting some in my inbox. Like 300 is already waiting in my inbox like this. I want tèmi tó lóyè àwọn tí sọ pé bàbá I'm at 100. I've already seen 3. It's already getting to 1 million now. In 10 minutes. It's already getting to 1 million. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you I will pay 1 million. Find me Adenike Bush kí àbí wèrè ṣe yẹn wọ́n bó fún mi ní fọ́tò Adenike Bush mi lè ń bá máa tún gbá ilé tí sí gan máa tún gbowó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ní Adenike Bush òní lárí Láìdé Williams mo ní ìdí fọ́tò ẹ̀ mo ní ìdí ẹ̀gbọ́n. Àṣewọ̀ ọmọ reputation protect. Lásán. Mo like àwọn nǹkan tí mo rí nínú inbox mi. Another $1,000 just landed in my inbox. 1,000 gabashi. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni máa gbé 1 million bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣeré. Ẹ bá mi wá fọ́tò Láìdé. Máa fi 1 million sí. guarantee ni kò sí ṣeré ń bẹ àwọn ilé òṣèré o mi ò ṣe Bukky Jesse o mi ò ṣe àwọn audio mi ń bá ń ṣe audio mi ń bá ń ṣe audio. No, I will verify the picture. Bí Láìdé Òṣòro ò lè fún mi lófo now. You can't give me òfo. Láìdé Òṣòro mú fẹ́ mi. If you send me picture, I just need to send it to 2 people back. On my verify fún mi láàrin 5 minutes. Sure banker. Wọ́n mọ̀ wọn ní fọ́tò ẹni. Wàá jẹ burúkú yà. Kò ní sú mi, kò ní rẹ́ mi ma. I don't do everyday show because of Lade Williams. I will do show every day, Monday to Sunday, for 3 straight weeks. 3 straight weeks, ma fi gbé ẹ sáré. 3 straight weeks. Mi ní sọ̀rọ̀ kan lẹ́ẹ̀mejì. Kí ló ń ṣe ẹ máa dig biography ìyá ẹ? Kò tí àti ẹni láti wá nǹkan mi gan. Èyí tó wà nílẹ̀ gan ti tó drag ẹ àbí wèrè ni ẹ. Ìwà àǹfààní àdúgbò bólè. Ìwọ tó ń fòbò jagun yẹn wá. Máa bẹ́ẹ̀ gbẹ̀mí àti wèrè tó gbé lollipop sí lẹ́nu tó gbé lọ́kọ̀. Ọkọ̀ tó fi pacifier sí lẹ́nu gba fídà. Ó ń bá ìyàwó mi sùn gbà. Ayé Mr. Òní ò ní dà. Inú yín bí mi ò mí ètì yín gan. Láìdé yẹn mo mí ní gan. I saw a comment that is very funny. Ẹjọ́ èmi kọ́ mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀yin wá jà o. Okay. UK ní Láìdé wà ẹ wá ya ẹ jáde. Mo tiẹ̀ kéèyàn tó wà. Kẹ́mi ṣe mú wa jáde ní ìsinmi àti ẹ̀ máa dọ̀rẹ́ lọ́la ni. Wọ́n lẹ́mi ṣe lè wá pẹ̀lú £200. Ọmọ ìlú mi bá mi wá máa fi £500 bá ẹ ṣeré gbàgbé. Bukky ò lówó lọ́wọ́ báwa ta lówó lọ́wọ́ ṣe má lọ ya wèrè. Bukky ò lówó lọ́wọ́ ti broke. Èmi máa fi £1,000 bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣeré 1,000 ni. Bá mi wá gẹ̀ yẹn ó fọ́kọ̀. Ọkọ ẹ ti pè é rí bá mi wá fọ́tò ìyàwó ẹ̀. Ọmọ ìlú mi ṣiṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ẹ̀ tí màá rí fún ẹ lówó. Kò blog mi fún 10 years. So, Google picture here, am I correct? Are you playing with me? You think I've not Googled the hell out of that woman? All those ones you say on Google are not correct. It's not her. I know those people said personally. That's not Adenike Williams. And no, I think she gave a job to somebody. It's not on Google. It's not on anywhere. That picture is not it's not anywhere. Now let's forge ahead. So they said number 3 that you must write a public apology to Adenike Williams because of the way the blogger have been calling out her name on Facebook. Irú àwa ẹ̀ lásán sọ̀rọ̀ Adenike Williams ó ń fún yín problem. Ẹ̀yin dẹ̀ mi ọmọ ọlọ́mọ ẹ mọ̀ gbé lọ court ẹ mọ̀ drag ẹ mọ̀ ṣe oríṣiríṣi ẹ mọ̀ yóò tẹ́ fi drag wọn bí ń rè o. Now, apology letter, biography letter. That's the part that I don't get. That's the part that I don't get. What is Genesis own with any blogger that is talking? What is Genesis own? Mm. Hmm. Hmm. I got a very nice message now. Pogamilo. That's number 3, right? I must do an apology letter. Kò sí ní ó máa ní Judas kan tó ń bá rìn ṣáá ni. Ọ̀rẹ́ Láìdé kan gbọ́dọ̀ dá. Owó yẹn pọ̀ £1,000 mo di ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ nísìnyí. Kọ́ńtì tó bá wà máa fi sanwó fún ẹ. Láti Nàìjà 1 million ni. Láti UK £1,000 ní US $1,000 ni. Condition number 4 for him to be released in December last year. They want to give him executive pardon. They said that Prophet OLADELE should pay the sum of 11 million in form of a bank check in the name of Olaide Williams Oni. Let me take that again. That Prophet OLADELE Genesis should pay the sum of 11 million naira in form of a bank check in the name of Olaide Williams Oni. So many of you will don't know why this is very irritating. This is the most ridiculous one. Let me tell you why this is ridiculous. A case that is in court, even if they say somebody was defrauded or they are charging somebody to pay certain money, the money is legally, normally, in a normal setting, which is supposed to be obtainable in Nigeria, is supposed to be paid to the court. The court remains a mediator between two parties if there is any conflict. The court is the one that will now, if they have to pay that person, the complainant will now call the person and pay the person. They said this money, 11 million, should be paid to Laide as a bank check written in Laide's name. You don't know what that means. Tomorrow, if they say they pay money, the court will say, no, we didn't receive any money from you. There is no proof. There is nothing. How will they judge you in court to say you should go and pay money to the person? No. Normally, it's like you have any case that is in court and a fine is being issued, you will pay the money to the court. It is the court that will, it is the state, the court that will now decide to pay the person. They say a check should be written in Laide's name. I told you everything about this case from start to finish. It's illegal. Everything from start to finish is illegal. These were the conditions that comes with the executive pardon that was offered Professor OLADELE in December. And guess what happened? Professor OLADELE Genesis refused it wholeheartedly and gallantly. I'm not going to lie to you. Some of us were not happy about the refusal. Because like so many of you that have been pressuring me, Conti Ejade, I just want him to just come out. My own reason is this. You are trying to get justice from those people who are the one judging it. You are fighting an enemy, and your enemy is the judge. They will just be dragging you. So I was like, Conti Ejade. When I now saw the condition, I'm like, no. Definitely these people know that they have actually done evil. I was encouraging him to take the pardon, but when I saw the conditions that the pardon is coming with, he refused it. And again, I was a little bit skeptical, but then I said to myself, ọ̀bẹ gé ni lọ́wọ́, aṣọ ọ̀bẹ nù, ṣé kò ní ṣe nǹkan tí ó ṣe? Ọ̀bẹ gé ni lọ́wọ́, aṣọ ọ̀bẹ nù, ṣọ́bẹ ò ti ṣe ohun tí ó ṣe? If you already put him in prison, even if he's there for 48 hours, and then you release him under this kind of stupid condition, you have already set him there. You have already humiliated him. It was on every national daily newspaper that the popular celebrity sentenced to prison, all of them making stories I did not know, for defrauding a UK-based woman. For this, none of the news said they were in a relationship. None of the news mentioned it that they were in a relationship. Because you see, the media were called by them. They were the one who called the media to the venue. What else would they do? They've done the worst, they've done the most. There is no point. There's literally no point trying to save a situation that is already messed up. So there's nothing there's no point trying to now say he's accepting one rigorous condition, one insulting terms and condition. That he will come out and not talk. He can't grant interview. What are you hiding, sir? Mr. Governor, Mr. Chief Justice, what are you hiding? Mr. Akinlade, what are you trying to cover? Lawa Pedro, ìdíyàn sáré. Ẹ̀rín gan, kí lẹ máa ṣe? Béèyàn gbára yìí, ẹni gbégi léra ni. Bó ló ṣe gbedele, gbé wa tì. Màá jẹ́jú ìyá aláìyá ẹ̀, kí ló kàn mí? Whether the appeal went well, whether the appeal did not go well, he's almost halfway the due time. So there's no point insulting yourself. So even if you serve the entire time, max by July, he will be out. He will still go to the appeal. He must counter sue. He must. He have to counter sue. He have to counter sue. And that is what they're trying to stop. So they offer him a release in December to prevent him from appealing or any form of counter suit. So, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Why is he still there? Kí ló ń ṣe báyìí? Ṣé wọn lè gba lọ́yà ni? Ṣé wọn lè appeal ni? Ṣé wọn lè dédédédé? Mr. King, ọjọ́ ti ń pẹ́, wọ́n ti wọ́n gángan, kólúṣọ̀ṣà jáde. Tó lùjọba fẹ́ jáde, á ti jáde láti December o. Olùṣọ́ insist lórí òdodo and insisting on justice. Ṣé ẹ rí tẹ́ ẹ bá ti sún èèyàn kan ògiri? Ẹ̀tẹ́ ti wọ̀ ó. Tó bá rí ajá lórí títì, kò sí báyá ṣe lè ya wèrè tó. Tó bá rí ajá tó ń lọ láàrin títì, tó bá mú òkò tó jọsẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀, ajá yẹn máa ya ni o. Who is this whining me now? What's this? Send me the link. Chatroom now. Ade Williams is COVID-19 positive and self-isolating till September 2021. Go away. Now, the appeal is already on. He has filed the appeal. They are doing the needful, everything. Those are not what I have to discuss with you. It's not your business at this point. Yeah. For confidentiality's sake, for, some things can be discussed. We can't do like them. They are the one who are a bunch of illiterates. So you understand? We can't be like them and we can't do like them. But I want to give you a double assurance that things are in pipeline and things are done, and the only thing you can do for him is to continue to pray for him. Knowing fully well that Professor OLADELE is not wrestling against Ade Williams. He's contending with the power that be. He's contending with the strong man at the gate. He's contending with principalities and powers and rulers of darkness and spiritual wickedness in high places. He's not contending against one bitter woman who want to marry him at all costs. No, he's not contending with this. He's not contending with Ade Williams. He's contending with legions of demons. Ẹni tí ó jẹun gbọ́ngbọ́n yóò tilẹ̀kùn gbọ́ngbọ́n. You have to intensify your prayer with him. Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. God is at work. And I can tell you that God is at work. Some things are happening that are beyond us. I can tell you that God loved that man and God is working for him. Nothing can happen to him. Nobody can kill him. Don't worry about that. We are not unaware of the devices of the devil. I can categorically tell you that help is coming from the north, from the south, from the east, from the west, from Muslims, from pagans, from higher authority in politics, higher authority in the judiciary, higher like unsolicited rulers of Nigeria that nobody even called them to tell them anything. Help! Unimaginable. People are rising up and they are stepping that. Why did you think they tried to silence him and they tried to release him kíákíá? Àwọn agbára tó ju tiwọn lọ ti ń bi wọ́n ní question ni. But you see, the fact that you are not knowing what is going on doesn't mean nothing is going on. The only reason why we are not saying anything is because we can't say anything for now. Your job is to continue to pray for him. But I want to give you a double assurance that God is at work in his life. It's a double assurance that God is at work. God is working with and for him. Just continue to pray for him. Now, let's get back to Auntie Adenike Bush. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan? Irú èèyàn wo ni Nike Bush? Kí ló pò wọn àti Genesis pọ̀? How did we get here? We will get an answer to all of this after this time out from the message from no other than CQ Beauty Haven, makers of top classes skincare products. I'll be right back.
Beautiful skin requires commitment and not a miracle. Do you wish to have a younger, smoother, and a brighter skin? If yes, all you need is to contact CQ Beauty Haven by Abimbola Shunde, a natural and other skin care using optimal pure natural grade ingredients for you to achieve a youthful glow. Understanding the physiology behind different skin types and conditions is the major reason why Abimbola Shunde gave birth to CQ Beauty Haven. Order now for your natural skincare products such as Egyptian black soap, the Slimming Harvard Detox, Knuckle Care Set, Pink Lips Cream, Crystal Sets, Whitening and Peeling Cream, Breast Enlargement Oil, Dark and Pit and Tie Cream, Hydrophilic Contact Lens, Brightening Face Mask, Karat Gold Scrub, Advanced Anti-Aging and Repair Formula, Crystal Multivitamin Scrub, and many more. CQ Beauty Haven only stock product that delivers both efficacy and safety, and also stay away from steroids and hydroquinone and bleaching ingredients that damage skin. They help in correcting any skin damage and aspire to serve you in achieving your desired results. For all inquiries, consultations, advice, and orders, visit their website on www.cqbeautyhaven.com. You can as well call or send a WhatsApp message on +44 7387 596862 or via email at cqbeauty.
Welcome back. I'm really thinking I should save some things for later. Because you see, where she party from Nick and I know that my admin team will soon start signaling to me now. We are becoming very time conscious and we don't want to have like long hours show, it's really wanja call it far. To bat So we're gonna open the phone line. If you are calling outside the US, you can call on WhatsApp 20229730054 is the number to call, and the number is right there on your screen. Let's get callers. I will save Nickel for later. Mbe should in the show for Nickel. Let's take one or two calls and we'll be out of the way in a couple of minutes. We promise that we want to be having 2 hours show. My admins they are really dealing with me. They're fighting me. Gone. So if you say I'm leaving too early, it's not me. It's my admin people. Unfortunately or fortunately, I have admins that are stronger than me. All of my oga. No one not admin. No one not admin me. All one lead with me law. And I'm a man under control. Understand? I do get gold. Yeah. Now, by the way, if you have not listened to the song I started the show with, Nitori Ogo, is written and sung by this choice sister Adenike Gold right here. You have not put your hands, lay your hands on that CD. You are missing something or something is missing in you. Please go get that song. Like, it's powerful, it's mighty. It's really, really mighty. Nitori Ogo is such a song that, I have to put it on a replay to just sink into my subconscious. You know what I mean? Let me look for it if I can. I've been using it since yesterday. Put your hands on it. It will bless you. Nitori Ogo is out now. Do yourself a favor and thank me later. You will be glad you did. Nitori Ogo. A powerful song. Yes, the number to call is on your screen. You can as well. I will save Chronicles of Adenike Bush for later. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Victor.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, à ń gbọ́ yín.
Ẹ kálẹ́.
Ẹ kálẹ́ o.
Ẹ ṣé gan, God bless you. At least ẹ bá wa tọ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ sí kinní yìí, ẹ ṣé gan. Hello, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Very well, ma.
Okay. Ẹ ṣé gan.
À ń gbọ́ yín dáadáa. Ẹ go on, ma. À ń gbọ́ yín dáadáa.
Wèrè ní gbogbo àwọn pípù yẹn ò kọ́ lọ́n kó ṣàánú fún wọn ni o. Kéèyàn má ṣọ̀rẹ́ ní, kéèyàn má ṣèyàn mọ̀. Ọ̀tá àwọn èèyàn máa ń mú lédì yẹn ní UK kò sọnù. Àwọn èèyàn máa ń mú lédì yẹn ní UK kò sọnù.
Àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ ó ń sá kiri ni. Tóun bá ṣe dáadáa kí ló dé tó ń sá?
Ẹjọ́ ẹ bá bèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn ará UK tó bá wà lórí prógrámì wọ́n help àwọn lè get picture yẹn.
Hello.
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 Hello, good evening, Victor King.
Good evening, no.
I really want to appreciate you for tonight's show. It's very, very, very consoling. And ó fi wá lọ́kàn balẹ̀ that all is well with the prophet. I just want to say one thing, and that is the fact that gbogbo àwọn tó wà nínú kéèsì yìí They are all working together, including Bukky Jesse. Teba wo period the time Bukky Jesse stopped talking, and ìgbà tẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ amnesty tán náà fẹ́ fún wọn lálẹ́ yìí. Ó fẹ́ bọ́ sígbà kan náà. So I think they were the one that asked Bukky Jesse to stop talking.
Yes.
And she just came up and saying Ountiloko was just an excuse.
Oh, I have explained why she stopped talking the other time. Bukky Jesse stopped talking because.
Oh, maybe I didn't watch the show.
Yeah, don't worry. I will lay emphasis on that before I leave.
Oh, but the good thing is that tonight's show is quite consoling. And at the end of the day, all is going to be well with the prophet. And lágbára Ọlọ́run máa fún wọn ní justice lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, by God's grace. Thank you very much. More grace to your elbow. Well done.
Thank you very much. Oh, that. Let me put these up. Right. Boston. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please, good evening. Please, can you put me off speaker? I want to tell you something.
Yeah. You said what?
Can you put me halfway away from the speaker?
Okay, I can hear you. Tell me why the Babala would. I get you. I get you. Right. All right. Thank you. Oh Lord. Now, somebody was making mention of, Bukky Jesse kept quiet. They are the one. Bukky Jesse is madding her own mad. Je. Oh God, all these crazy people. Admit about me blog and I'm writing this in tears. Ṣé tí bá ní kó máa sunkún lọ your life nísìnyí? Ṣé ó máa dàgbé kéèyàn burú? Oníjìbìtì. Bukky Jesse is madding her own mad. Jejely. That shit with it on the side. But when Yorùbá ní ọ̀tẹ̀ tó pa wọ́n pọ̀, òun ni ó tún wọn ká. When Adenike Bush was busy doing her cooking her bits, was busy own Genesis Yongba, taking Genesis around, and yet she's the one behind. Do you know that this woman was still calling to say, Oremini Israel? This same person that called. They can save with Nickel for later. You guys are pushing me to go into another story that I don't want to start today because I don't want to be in a hurry. Máa ṣe ìnáwó fún Aunty Nike ní Monday. Ẹ bá mi jíṣẹ́ fún wọn. Pàdé mi ni mi àdé ti sọ̀rọ̀ many times. Pé èmi àti Aunty Nike Bush ara gbó bá máa ṣe ìnáwó ní ìjọ Monday. Ìjọ Monday o, pàtí ṣé kí n ṣe ìnáwó tí wọ́n lọ́la ni? Irọ́, ọ̀la ò lè work. Ó di Monday. Máa ṣe ìnáwó fún Aunty Nike lọ́jọ́ Monday. Máa ṣe party fún wọn. Máa loud. We understand the heart, the wicked. You know when the Bible says the wickedness of the wicked? Nike Bush is what they are talking about. When the Bible says the wickedness of the wicked. Unfortunately, one kì í lọ́pọlọ. One man lose guard. man lose guard, Shani. Their game is always tight. Ṣé àwọn tó ti ń ṣe bí yẹn wọn ò kí ní sense. I saw dollar. I saw the Monday. I don't want to rush. So she aligned with Bukky Jesse because you see they needed all the only reason why they have not been able to judge Genesis and put him in prison as they have planned from day one is because kò sí nǹkan tó àtẹnébù láti fi ṣẹ̀wọ̀n. Ẹ máa gbọ́ o. This case has been in court for over 10 years. But gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń pamọ́ àwọn aláwọn ọlọ́pàá ṣe investigation wọ́n rí pé gbogbo kìnìyàn is not tenable. They could not put anything against him. So now they were looking for struggling. So they could have as well, they have the corridor of power. They could have put him in prison or this one. But there was nothing to hold to put him in prison. All of a sudden, they saw Bukky. Madden and own man, they aligned with Bukky. They sponsored Bukky for Bukky to be attacking this man and maligning him because they want to use àwọn kankan wà tó máa shock etí yín. Do you know? Let me say this before I go. Do you know that in court, in the day that Professor OLADELE was sentenced, they said, oh, this one, case 1, count charge 1, not guilty. Count charge 2, not guilty. 3, not guilty. 4, not guilty. 5, not guilty. Okay, this last one, he pleaded not guilty. The judge said, and then the judge said, could do that even if you say he did not defraud Laide Williams, what of all the other cases that has been mentioned of women that he has been defrauding? That is all over social media and they have brought it to a table. Let me tell you what happened. Adenike Bush àtàwọn Laide Williams àti Bisi Akinlade wọ́n rí Bukky wọ́n dẹ̀ lọ team up pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ wọ́n wá mọ̀ sponsor Bukky pé kó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní make up story láti máa accuse Genesis so that they can say he is a multiple offender. Have you ever had it in court that somebody says the case that they brought to court is not guilty, but I have heard that you have done such to other people? Iṣẹ́ àwọn tó ti ṣe fẹ́ lómi kan pé tó wọn tó bá tẹ̀sán pé kò guilty fele if you say this one doesn't have a tenable evidence, but what is all this other that they accuse? What of the other ones that they are accusing him of all over social media? So therefore, I will sentence him for that. Because we want him to be, they said, listen to another madness. They said, the judge, Bisi Akinlade said, is sentencing Genesis, even though he could not find any tenable thing to say he's guilty, that they are sentencing him to prison so that he can be a deterrent to other fake pastors. And Professor OLADELE busted in tears in court. You call me fake pastor to my face. Do you know that statement alone is enough for him to sue Bisi Akinlade herself? Because Professor OLADELE is not in court because somebody said he's a fake pastor. Where did that accusation or allegation came from? Did Laide said he was fake at any time? He was in court because of, they said I gave him money, you did not give me money. How does a judge pronounce an indictful statement over an accused person in court? That is 1. 2, how can a judge say the only reason why I'm sending you to prison is to use as an example to other fake pastors? Why? So even if he's not guilty, but I want to use him as an example. Oh, she for more. So you just pick a random person and use them as example. Just randomly pick people and use them as example because you want other fake pastors to learn a lesson. Lagos State judicial system, we answer to God. Every one of them who have a part and a hand and an involvement in this injustice against the servant of God, they will not go unattended to by the anger of God. The anger of God will attend justice hastily unto them. Not only them, their children will eat of it, and they will remain for their grandchildren. It horrific thing. Horrific thing. No. Horrific thing happened. Let me tell you the last one. Another madness that happened. Another madness that happened. In the court on that day. I will keep pointing out every time so many things that don't make sense that they put this man in prison for. On that day in court, after he has said he has found him guilty. Okay. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Sir. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, please.
Right.
You know the case between Prophet Israel and Laide? Is it Laide, the lady that lives in London? She's Laide, is it?
Yep.
Okay. This case has been ongoing for a long time.
Right.
Abi?
Right.
Once he finish the case, once he call it quit in the court, once he finish the case,
well, the case was, they had a final hearing sometimes in is it October or November? That was why they sentenced him.
No, but you said this case has been ongoing for years now. That's what I'm trying to establish before I make my point.
Yes, the case has been ongoing for the past 10 years. It was finalized last year.
So for the past 10 years, so they didn't come to any sort of conclusion?
No.
Why was it brought up this year again, last year again? Please,
not only that it was brought up, it was brought up under a kangaroo approach. The judge called his lawyer on a Tuesday and insisted that he have to bring his clients on a Thursday. Unprepared for. It was emergency. After the last time they've ever sat for this case was about 4 years before now. And they just brought it overnight. Kangaroo. I want to conclude this case. I want to finish it. Bring your client on Thursday. 2 days notice. And so, before he went there, before you know it, they put him in prison.
Yes, sir. So, sir, let me just find out something, please, sir. You know when the case was ongoing before, tele.
Right.
Last year, conto sentence, Prophet. Please, what was the final stage? Can the final stage in by Kino so she civil case ni?
It was never a civil case. It wasn't a case between Genesis and Laide Williams. They made it a case between Genesis and the people of Lagos State.
As at last year or before?
As at the entire time.
Are you sure, sir?
I am very definite.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so Laide was not the one that took Prophet to the courts. Is that what you're saying, sir?
Well, that's what it is. But by the time he appeared in court, the document says the people of Lagos State. It was Laide that he had an notification with. It was the hearing in court all the argument in court was between him and Laide, but the documentation says that is having a case with the people of Lagos State.
I believe this is a conspiracy.
No, it's not belief. It's definitely a conspiracy.
It is a conspiracy, Sherry, because what I'm just trying to put bits and pieces together. Remember, as at last year or 2 years ago, I can't remember now, when Prophet Laide, everybody was just coming up with, I believe that was a strategy for them.
They needed something to buttress all their malicious claim. That was what they were doing. Everything you saw Bukky did was sponsored. Everything you saw Bukky did was sponsored.
Yeah, I
believe when people came out and said, when Maureen took that case, I believe on the plan here, it has been pre-planned. It was a pre-planned something. It was a pre-planned. So what try to put together, this thing, it's not adding up. It's not adding up. It's not adding up. So now I get the point now. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Let me give you the last shocker before I go. This one it will nuisate you. At the day of the final hearing, Prophet OLADELE, they go back and forth. Was, after the whole talk, they pleaded him guilty. Out of 7 counts, they pleaded him guilty of 2 counts of offense. The remaining 5 were dismissed due to no substantial evidence. This is ridiculous. The judge, Bisi Akinlade, turned to the prosecuting counsel and said, "What do you want?" The judge turned to the prosecuting counsel, the prosecuting lawyer, to ask her, what do they want? The prosecuting counsel responded that they want Professor OLADELE to pay them an X amount of money. All this 4 million and this 1 million and this. And Bisi Akinlade replied that, "Are you sure?" The prosecuting counsel said yes. He said, "Is that all? You think that is all you deserve?" Judge, pushing the judgment to a prosecuting counsel. That one still said, "This is what we want." Is he saying, "Is that all? Are you sure?" Now, so President OLADELE now requested, and you see, I'm tired of this case. This going back and forth is frustrating. He said, if it's about the money, please, I've been trying to settle, because he has been trying to settle this case long ago. He has agreed to pay long ago. Lyde Williams refused to collect money from him. Okay, kò gbowó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, kò jẹ́ lówó yìí, but ó sọ pé fẹ́ máa gbé mi lọ court back and forth lórí owó yìí. Okay, jẹ́ kí n sanwó yìí fún ẹ. By the grace of God, God has blessed this man beyond that. 11 million, I bet crazy in 11 million, lot of Genesis. 11 million K. Ọlọ́run ti gbé ga jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, ó pọ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. One person will pay that off. Nobody need to pay it. You can afford that. So Genesis said, I've been trying to settle this thing out of court safe. I want to pay her. It's money that they want. The judge, the lawyer, the prosecutor just said it's money they want. Say, this is what I've been saying, my lord. If it is money that they want, let me pay them and finish this. I'm done. And the judge, Bisi Akinlade, spring off and said to Professor OLADELE, because you are trying to pay the money, that means you know you are guilty of the charge, and that is the reason why I will sentence you. And he pronounced a jail sentence on him, and the hearing was over. So when you go to bed tonight, know that one woman who was privileged to have the judicial power and was instructed by another strong man, conspired with another woman that he was sleeping with to put Professor OLADELE in prison. Ladies and gentlemen, what is important to him is not just coming out and going back to judge. What is important to him is getting justice that he deserves. It doesn't matter if he's out the entire time, it's doing the right thing, and he will continue to do the right thing. What you need to do is to continue to pray for him. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why he's still there. This is why they want him to keep quiet. This is why they want him to write an open letter. Because they feel that Lord is being demeaned. Yeah, I'm asking for anybody to send me a picture so that I can drag her. I don't need a picture for anything. But the way they drag this man, the way you put him in all the blogger, all the news, all the newspaper, 5 bloggers alone, we are attacking him from here. 5 at the same time. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gba picture títí ẹ̀ mú. Gbogbo bá yẹ sùn, ó ṣe, ó fún gbá lóyún, ó fágbọ̀n lóyún, ó bá tibí sùn. I counted how many people that they alleged him in all of these bloggers that they slept with. I counted and I counted 23. 23. Ó bá kíní kan sùn, 23. Guess what? Out of that 23, 11 out of them are women that are older than him. Out of that 23, 14 out of them are people that he has never met before on the personal notes. That he has never met on the personal notes. 14 out of the people that they allege him of. But you are asking him to write an open letter to apologize to Lade Williams. Let me lay my hands on Lade Williams' picture. And let her have a feel of what it feels like. I've never been to a Babalawo house in my life since I was born. We don't have any harm to do for her. As a matter of fact, Genesis is still praying for her. For some reason I don't understand. Genesis is still praying for her. But me, I am not Genesis. And I don't work for Genesis. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, I don't work for Genesis. One of the conditions they gave Genesis to give him the executive pardon was I should tell all his bloggers to be quiet and not talk about it. Genesis is going to listen for me there. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. I don't work for him. Did he ask me to blog in his favor before? Did he ask me to talk about him in the first place? So how will he be the one to tell me to stop? That would have been a wrong move, and I'm sure, and I think he knows that. You know, people he has never met before. So you want them to be quiet. You want everybody not to talk about these cases. You don't want all your ridiculous and malicious, abusive use of judicial power to get to limelight. You want to silence him. No, in fact, they told him that they have to, the conditions that once he come out, they have to tell all these bloggers. Not only that, people like me, Victor Kingike, will not talk. Not only that, I will not talk. I will have to delete every show I've done to mention Lade Williams. I will have to delete it. Ẹ máa náwó gan-an. Ó dà pé ẹ̀ ń ṣe èrè. Ẹ máa láti sanwó gan-an. Ẹ máa èèyàn who dey born well go come tell me rubbish. But jẹ́ kí n mú fọ́tò ẹ̀ sàṣìṣà Lade. Wàá sáré. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's such a privilege to be with you guys today. I will see you on Monday. Orí ọ̀fẹ́ Jésù Kristi Olúwa wa. Tẹ̀mí mọ́ ti Ọlọ́run àdìdàpọ̀ tẹ̀mí mọ́. Kó wà pẹ̀lú yín kó máa bá yín gbé o. K'Olúwa kó wà pẹ̀lú yín, ẹ ṣọ́ra fóbìnrin o. Ẹ ṣọ́ra fóbìnrin o. Ṣọ́ra fóbìnrin o. Anyway, that's an understatement. You know that's an offensive statement because they are very good women, God-fearing women, women who add value to life. They are everywhere around the world. Obìnrin lórí burúkú, àwọn obìnrin bẹ́líálì, àwọn ló wà. So, me, I will never say that ṣọ́ra fóbìnrin in just Islam. There are some people tó jẹ́ pé obìnrin ló tún ayé wọn ṣe, obìnrin wọn ló fà wọ́n dìde báyìí láti inú kòtò. Ṣọ́ra fẹ́nìyàn ni. Tó, ìdí náà ṣọ́ra kàlẹ́ mùsítẹ́kín, Ọlọ́run ọba la fẹ́ ní mọ̀nà. Ó dàbọ̀. Oh, yeah.
Beautiful skin requires commitment and not a miracle. Do you wish to have a younger, smoother, and a brighter skin? If yes, all you need is to contact CQ Beauty Haven by Abimbola Shunde, a natural and other skin care using optimal pure natural grade ingredients for you to achieve a youthful glow. Understanding the physiology behind different skin types and conditions is the major reason why Abimbola Shunde gave birth to CQ Beauty Haven. Order now for your natural skincare products such as Egyptian black soap, the slimming herbal detox, knuckle care set, pink lips cream, crystal sets, whitening and peeling cream, breast enlargement oil, dark and pit and tie cream, hydrophilic contact lens, brightening face mask, Karat Gold scrub, advanced anti-aging and repair formula, crystal multivitamin scrub, and many more. CQ Beauty Haven only stock product that delivers both efficacy and safety, and also stay away from steroids and hydroquinone and bleaching ingredients that damage skin. They help in correcting any skin damage and aspire to serve you in achieving your desired results. For all inquiries, consultations, advice, and orders, visit their website on www.cqbeautyhaven.com. You can as well call or send a WhatsApp message on +44 7387 596862 or via email at cqbeauty.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you guys on Monday. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye.
Nítorí ògo ni ohun tójú olóko bá rí o. Nítorí ògo ni àìmọye ogun tó máa borí ká tó forúkọ lọ́rùn pọ̀ ẹ̀lẹ́. Àìmọye ìjì tó máa jà ká tó pè ọ́ lálágbára. Àìmọye iná tá a máa là kọjá kí wúrà ayé nílé sọ yíríyírí. Àìmọye àbùkù tá a máa kàn lákòólé tó lè pa mọ́ lọ́dọ̀. Àdàbí Ọlọ́run wọ̀ sí lórí ìtẹ̀kùn. Àwọn àjọ ìpè májẹ̀mú wọ̀ sí onígbàgbọ́ mọ́. Ètò ìbọ̀lẹ̀ ó dàbí wípé kò sí retí mọ́. Òun ló mẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn. Ìrànlọ́wọ́ ń bọ̀ wá. Ìyanu ti fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀. Ọdún ìrètí fẹ́ ṣí. Oníjẹ́ oníjẹ́ orí. Ṣèbí nítorí ògo ni o. Nítorí ògo ni. Ohun tó mọ́ lódodo kú síbẹ̀ o. Nítorí ògo ni. Ṣèbí nítorí ògo ni o. Nítorí ògo ni. Ohun tójú olóko bá rí láyé o. Nítorí ògo ni. Aṣọ Ọlọ́run lọ sí. Aṣọ Ọlọ́run dágbé mọ́. Gbogbo ohun tí mo là kọjá láyé fún ògo Olúwa ni. Aṣọ Ọlọ́run lọ sí. Aṣọ Ọlọ́run dágbé mọ́. Gbogbo ohun tí mo là kọjá láyé fún ògo Olúwa ni. Mo ṣe ń jáde lóòrùn, mo ní lábẹ́ Ọlọ́run ní ìyá o. Ọlọ́run ní Ọlọ́run ní. Àwọn tó rò ẹ́ púpọ̀ ni ò lè ṣe rere láyé Ọlọ́run ní. Ṣebí nítorí ògo ni o, nítorí ògo ni, ohun tójú ológo bá rí o, nítorí ògo ni, ṣebí